busted a thumb. Now I don't know if we're live or not. Are we live? Oh, well, goodness.
So,
welcome.
Go ahead and do the show.
Go ahead and do the show. Well, my name is Sean, and this is Bard Talk. This is the first time we're doing this. This is essentially a little bit of improv and a lot of Shakespeare. With me, I have four fantastical actors. If you all would like to take a second to introduce yourselves, take it away. Let's start with Mike.
Hey, y'all. I'm Mike Ellison. I am a sometimes streamer, oftentimes podcaster on Almost Daily Discourse, Ask the Pokedexpert, and Adventure Incorporated podcast.
Wonderful. Kurt, go.
I am also a sometimes streamer, podcaster. I co-host a show with Phil Keating called Nook's Tavern, all about Animal Crossing New Horizons. I do another podcast I co-host with Charles McFall called FTH Beyond. You guys can't see him, but he's making faces at us in the background. And that's all about Marvel Strike Force, the mobile game. And then I do a solo podcast called Storytime with Kurt, where I sit in front of this here fire and read public domain books to you, and in the hopes that you fall asleep happy, not mad.
And Miss Stephanie, introduce yourself, please.
I'm a mostly podcast, rarely streamer. I also run a Shakespeare company out of New England, but I guess mostly virtual now, called Walking Shadow Shakespeare Project. And I also do a Shakespeare showdown podcast called Protest Too Much, where we pit characters against each other and yell a lot. And then I'm also on Adventure Incorporated podcast.
Excellent. And Lady Jenna.
I am a podcaster, mostly, I guess. Future Twitch streamer, maybe? Who knows? I don't know.
Let's go.
Yeah, screw it. Why not? But I do a weekly comics podcast that I'm actually on hiatus from right now, but it's going strong without me, called Panelology. It's a weekly comics podcast.
Awesome. Excellent. So these are our actors for this evening, and we're going to be going through some Shakespeare scripts. We have a bunch of them, so I'm going to read them off in a minute, and I'll pick the first one, but I'd love the audience to chime in to say which ones they'd like to hear. I have a little spin the wheel app where we're going to randomly cast each scene with one of the one of the members of our acting troupe, and they're going to go through the scene. Also, if anyone would like, throw out a famous Shakespeare monologue or two into the chat, and we will have someone look it up and do that near the end of the show.
Keyword being look it up.
Keyword being someone recite it from memory or else.
Oh, Lord.
Improvise a Shakespeare. No. So if anyone would like to throw out the suggestions, if not, then we'll find out something else to do. So without further ado, I'm going to read very quickly through the list of scenes we have. So thoughtfully and lovingly compiled, by the way, by Stephanie in the weeks leading up to this. So let's go through them. We have one from Twelfth Night. That says Henry IV. Macbeth, The Merry Wives of Windsor, Midsummer Night's Dream, two of them from that, Much Ado About Nothing, two from there, Romeo and Julieta, and Taming of the Shrew. I love Taming of the Shrew, so I'm going to start with that one. Really just because I love it. So actors, bring up Taming of the Shrew. I'm going to spin my little wheel here. Ooh, it makes noise. Jenna. Ooh. And Kurt.
Yes.
Nice.
So in the order that that those came up, where's the character list on there? Oh my goodness, I can't read now. Oh my goodness. So Jenna will be Petruchio. And Kurt will be Catherine.
You're so lucky.
I love it.
Okay. That's all right.
This is already going better than I could have hoped. So I'll read you the context for the scene, and I would love it if you two take it away after that. The context: Petruchio has arranged to marry Kate as a favor to his friend, who then will get to marry her sister, and also as a way to get a big dowry. This is his wooing her.
Yeah. A V big dowry. You know.
A V big dowry.
A V big dowry, yes. A V big dowry.
A big AF dowry.
Typos are already killing us. Killing me. Y'all are great. So, Kurt and Jenna, take it away.
Good morrow, Kate, for that's your name, I hear.
Well, have you heard, but something hard of hearing? They call me Catherine that do talk of me.
You lie. In faith, you are called plain Kate, and Bonnie Kate, and sometimes Kate the Crust. Curse. Pugh.
Either one.
But Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom, Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate, for dainties are all Kates, and therefore, Kate, take this of me. Kate of my consolation, hearing thy mildness praised in every town, thy virtues spoke of, and thy beauty sounded, myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
Moved in good time. Let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at the first. You were movable.
Why, what's a movable?
A joint stool.
Thou hast did it. Come, sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Women are made to bear, and so are you.
No such jade as you, if you mean, or if mean you mean. Mwah, I can't even read tonight.
Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee, for knowing thee to be but young and light.
Too light for such a swain as you to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be.
Should be, should buzz.
Well, taken and like a buzzard.
Oh, slow-winged turtle, shall a buzzard take thee?
For a turtle as he takes a buzzard.
Come, come, you wasp, I faith you are too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
My remedy is then to pluck it out.
If the fool could find it where it lies.
Who knows not where a wasp does wear his sting?
I hate
his
those
tail?
page breaks too.
Yeah.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tails, and so farewell.
What, with my tongue in your tail? Nay,
What?
come again, good Kate. I am a gentleman.
What is your crest, a coxcomb?
A combless cock, so Kate will be my hen.
No cock of mine. You crow too like a craven.
Nay, come, Kate, come. You must not look so sour.
It is my fashion when I see a crab.
Why, here's no crab, and therefore look not sour.
There is.
Then show it me.
Had I a glass, I would.
What, you mean my face?
Well, aimed of such a young one.
Now, by St. George, I am too young for you.
Yet you are withered.
'Tis with cares.
I care not.
Nay, hear you, Kate. In sooth, you scape not so.
I chafe you if I tarry. Let me go.
No, not a whit. I find you passing gentle. 'Twas told me you were rough and coy and sullen, and now I find report a very liar. For thou art pleasant, gamesome, passing courteous, but slow in speech, yet sweet as springtime flowers.
Where did you study all this goodly speech?
Oh, it is extempore from my mother wit.
A witty mother, witless else her son.
Am I not wise?
Yes, you keep warm.
Marry, so I mean sweet Catherine in thy bed. And therefore, setting all this chat aside, thus in plain terms your father hath consented, that thou shall be my wife, your dowry agreed on, and will you, nill you, I will marry you. Here comes your father. Never make denial, and I must and will have Catherine to my wife.
Excellent. So that mostly is how this is going to go. Except, fantastic, by the way. That was a lot of fun.
Weird.
That was my favorite Kate.
Same.
I'm sitting here, when we were looking over the scripts, I'm going, oh, I want Petruchio. Yeah,
Nah.
no. Of course not.
Oh, so close.
But you
And
were
yet
so,
so far
super
away.
dainty.
Super dainty.
So from here on out, either via audience suggestion or myself if I have to. We are going to pick styles to do these scenes in.
Oh no.
And by styles, I mean, I don't care if it's
Super
theatrical, film, TV, music, if you wish, but other ways to do this. So since I don't see anything in the chat, because I don't even know who's watching, because as far as I know, it's just Chucky and I. I'll throw out the first suggestion. Ooh, wait. Prime Gaming.
Prime
I have
Gaming?
No,
What the
I have
hell
no
does
idea
that mean?
Is that a style or is that just frat boys?
Frat
oh,
boys.
you know what? Sure. Sarah Rose G.
Or Muppets.
I do kind of like frat boys. I think that's a solid reference. So I'm going to close out this script, and if I can again, I read the list of other scenes, but all right, I see other styles coming in, so we'll have plenty to pick from later on. So let's do. Let's see. We're doing frat boys. I forgot. I know I read it, but let's do the Macbeth scene in the style of frat boys. This is for two people. So we're gonna spin the wheel, and it's gonna be Mike. Oh, and Kurt again.
Oh,
Let's go, bro.
Mike and
Yeah.
Kurt. And
dude.
so Mike,
What does
you'll
mine
be playing. Mike, you'll be playing the porter. Kurt, you shall be playing Macduff. The context of the scene: the porter is drunk and annoyed at having to answer the door. And so pull your window over, Sean, because you can't read all of that. So he monologues about it instead of actually doing his job. Take it away, gentlemen.
Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were portering Hellgate, he should have turned in the old key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time. Have napkins enough about you. Here, you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Faith. Here's an equivocator that could swear in both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Faith. Here's an English tailor come hither for stealing out of a French horse. Come in, tailor. Here you may never roast your goose. Knock, knock. Never quiet. Where are you? This place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I had thought to let in some of all the professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon! Anon! I pray you, remember the porter.
Dude, was it so late? Never went to bed? That you do lie so late?
Face, sir, we were out carousing until the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
Dude, what three things does drink especially provoke?
Mary, sir. Nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir. It proves and provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance, bruh. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him and it mars him. It sets him off and it takes him off. It persuades him and disheartens him, makes him stand to and not stand to, if you know what I mean. In conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep and giving him a lie, leaves him.
Bro, I believe Drank gave thee lie last night.
That it did, said that in the very throat on me. But I requited him not for his lie, and I think being too strong for him, though he took off my legs sometime, yet I made a shift to cast him, brah.
Whoa, is thy master stirring? Our knocking has awakened him. Here he comes.
My God.
So since when do frat boys sound like Bill Burr?
Have you ever been to Boston?
Yeah,
Kurt?
sorry. I went
Yes,
to
I
college
live
in
in New
Massachusetts.
England.
Right. I like it's Goodwill Hunting in Shakespeare. All right.
Okay, kid.
Yeah, all the frat bros I ever knew were hockey bros. So like,
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Gotta get those lax bras.
Oh man, I gosh, thank you for that. That was a lot of fun.
I swear, I was thinking regular like movie frat boys, not New England frat boys. And
yeah,
it just killed me.
I went to real experience. I'm
I
sorry,
know,
you know?
I know, but it sounded
Kurt,
like
acting is just living your memories with different words.
hold on, wait.
Write it down.
Yeah, I'm looking for a pen. I'm looking for a pen. Bro, that was
Okay.
awesome.
Crazy. All right, so we have plenty more scenes to go through. 12th Night, oh, Merry Wives, Midsummer, Much Ado, Romeo and Juliet. So I think one of the styles that I saw submitted that I actually was toying around with that I made on my little list was film noir. So I think that's what we're going to go with next. And I was mostly just saying that first to stall to see if anyone else was going to suggest a scene before I just pick one. No, I'm going to pick one.
Just pick one, yeah.
I think they like the styles more than they like the scenes.
That's fine. I am the
I
decider.
also think unless they memorized them immediately.
Fair.
Right. That's okay.
Shit, what were our choices?
You know what? I'm going to go with 12th Night because it's for all four characters, and we have four people here. So 12th Night in the style of film noir. We're gonna roll for initiative. No, I know my audience.
Botched.
Right. I have other things to share after this, but there's so many D&D manuals right outside this booth. It's insane. So for the part of Olivia, Kurt. For the
Yep.
part of
Yep.
Maria. Oh, it's saying World of Tanks because I didn't pay for this app. Jenna will be playing Maria.
Got it.
Which honestly, so I'm going to go ahead and call it Malvolio. It will be Stephanie. And then Mike will be Viola.
I'm feeling so frustrated not having it and trying to get away.
Okay.
So I will I'll read the premise for you, and then you can all take it away. Context. Olivia is in love with Viola, who is dressed as the boy Cesario, and coincidentally in love with Orsino, who loves Olivia. Malvolio is also in love with Olivia and has been dropped a fake letter by Maria telling him to act wild and dress totally inappropriately. If you didn't follow that, it's totally fine. That's kind of the premise of the show.
Also, I apologize to any Shakespeare purists out there. I switched two scenes together that don't belong together. Sorry. Sorry.
How could you?
In the style of film noir.
I've sent after him. He says he'll come. How shall I feast him? What bestow of him? For youth is bought more oft than begged or borrowed. I speak too loud. Where's Malvolio? He is sad and civil, and suits well for a servant with my fortunes. Where is Malvolio?
He's coming, madam, but in a very strange manner. He is sure possessed.
Madam.
Madam.
Why? What's the matter? Does he rave?
No, madam, he does nothing but smile. Your ladyship were best to have some guard about you. If he come. For sure the man is tainted in his wits.
Go call him hither. I am mad as he. If sad and merry madness equal be. How now, Malvolio?
Sweet lady. Ho.
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad, lady? I could be sad. This does make some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering. But what of that? If it please the eye of one, it is with me as the very true sonnet is. Please one, please all.
Why, how dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
It did come to his hands, and commands shall be executed. I think we do know the sweet Roman hand.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed? Aye, sweetheart, to bed. I'll come to thee.
God comfort thee. Why dost thou smile so and kiss thy hand so oft?
How do you, Malvolio?
At your request? Yes, Nightingale's answer draws.
Why appear you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well writ.
What meanst thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great, some achieve greatness,
What sayest thou?
and some have greatness thrust upon them.
Heaven restore thee.
Remember who commended thy yellow stockings,
Thy yellow stockings,
and wish to see thee cross-gartered.
cross-gartered.
Go to, thou art made if thou desirest to be so.
Am I made?
If not, let me see thee a servant still.
Why, this is very midsummer madness.
Madam, the young gentleman of the Count Orsino's is returned. I could hardly entreat him back. He attends your ladyship's pleasure.
I'll come to him. Good Maria, let this fellow be looked to. Where's my cousin Toby? Let some of my people have a special care of him. I would not have him miscarry for the half of my dowry.
Oh ho, do you come near me now? No worse man than Sir Toby look to me. This concurs directly with the letter. She sends him on purpose that I may appear stubborn to him, for she incites me to that letter. Cast thy humble sloth, says she. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants, let thy tongue tang with arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity, and consequently sets down the manner how, as a sad face, a reverend carriage, a slow tongue, in the habit of some sir of note, and so forth. I have limed her, but it is Jove's doing, and Jove make me thankful. When she went away now, let this fellow be looked to. Fellow. Not Malvolio nor my degree, but fellow. Why, everything adheres together that no dram of a scruple, no scruple of a scruple, no obstacle, nor incredulous or unsafe circumstance. What can be said? Nothing that can be can come between me and the full prospect of my hopes. Well, Jove, not I, is the doer of this, and he is to be thanked.
Let the garden door be shut and leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir.
My duty, madam, and most humble service.
What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant, sir. 'Twas never merry world, since lowly feigning was called compliment. Your servant to the Count Orsino, youth.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
I almost didn't follow that. For him, I think not on him. For his thoughts, would they were blanks rather than filled with me?
Madam, I come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
Oh, by your leave, I pray you. I bade you never speak again of him, but would you undertake another suit? I'd rather hear you to I can't say the word solicit, that than music from the spheres.
Dear lady.
Give me leave, beseech you. I did send. After the last enchantment you did hear, a ring in chase of you. So did I abuse myself, my servant. And I fear me, you. Under your hard construction must I sit, to force that on you in a shameful cunning, which you knew none of yours. What might you think?
I pity you.
That's a degree to love.
No, not agrees, for 'tis a vulgar proof that we very oft we pity enemies.
Why then, methinks 'tis time to smile again. O world, how apt the poor are to be proud. If one should be a prey, how much better, or how much the better, to fall before the lion than the wolf. Be not afraid, good youth, I will not have you. There lies your way, due west.
Then westward ho. Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by me?
Stay, I prithee tell me what thou think'st of me.
That you do think you are not what you are.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
Then think you right. I am not what I am.
I would you were as I would have you be.
Would it be better, madam, than I am? I wish it might, for now I am your fool.
Oh, what a deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. A murderous guilt shows not itself more soon than love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. Cesario, by the roses of spring, by maidhood, honor, truth, and everything, I love thee so that, Moger, I don't even know what that word means, all thy pride, not wit nor reason can my passion hide. Do not extort thy reasons from this clause, for that I woo, thou therefore hast no cause, but rather reason thus with reason fetter. Love sought is good, but given unsought is better.
By innocence I swear, and by my youth, I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth that no woman has, nor never none shall mistress be of it, save I alone. And so adieu, good madam. Nevermore will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Yet come again, for thou perhaps mayst move that heart which now abhors to like his love.
Kurt, I'm going to need you to read out the complete works in your next story time.
But now I'm going to get to the point where I just don't know how to read the male parts.
You don't need to. It's fine. It's fine. Just read it just like that. It's perfect.
So weird. So weird.
I've also enjoyed, and I know Charles isn't actually on the stream. It's just that we can see him, which I enjoy and I very much love. But every once in a while, he just kind of fans his shirt, and I like to think because he usually does it when Kurt is reading. I'm just like, yeah, he's getting hot. He's getting hot in there. Way to go, Kurt.
Oh my God, so weird.
If it isn't weird, is it Shakespeare?
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
The second question, if it isn't weird, is it worth doing?
Oh.
Right. I was gonna say
That's
he's the
better.
originator of "Let's Get Weird." All right. Well, excellent work. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
And, Yeah, absolutely. I'm having a good time. I didn't think that like in the back of my head, like I'm gonna have so much fun just watching this. But yeah. So I love it. I think someone already put in the chat that there was already one idea for a monologue. So keep those rolling in, and also style suggestions. I've seen it come up twice now, or maybe it's just been retyped. But Muppets.
Oh my god.
Yes.
So, I like that. And oh wow, there's one person that's making a lot of suggestions, and also thank you. They're pretty fantastical. So let's do Muppets. Muppets Midsummer Night Dream seems like the right way to do this. So let's go within our queue. Midsummer Night's Dream 3.2, 2 people, 2 pages. Let's spin the wheel of destiny. Jenna. All right, Kurt.
Oh, come on.
Kurt, I'll give you one recast if you would like to pick someone, because this wheel is picking you a lot.
Yeah, what's ironic about this is, ask Steph, I was the most uncomfortable with knowing how to interpret these things than anybody.
Yeah, but also,
Bro, you're killing it.
Oh, thanks, man. So yeah, okay. So yeah, let's recast. I don't need to do another one again.
I'll give you a recast.
Yeah. So
but you pick. You pick.
Sweet. Yeah. Charles. No. Okay, so we got Jenna, right?
Mm-hmm.
pick Mike.
So Jenna came first, so she shall be playing Oberon.
So because Steph said to pick Mike, I'll go with Steph.
Nice.
And Steph shall be Puck.
Oh god.
Here is your context lead-in. Puck comes in with the report of how he used the love juice to turn Bottom. Sorry. You ever just started reading in other subtext? Yeah. To turn Bottom into an ass for Titania to fall in love with. Proceed.
I wonder if Titania be a weight. Then what it was the next came in her eye, which she must dote on extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with the monster is in love, near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour. A crew of batches, rude mechanicals, that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallous thickskin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break, when I did at him this advantage take. An ass's knoll I fixed it on his head, anon his thisbe must be answered. And forth my mimic comes, when they comes by as wild geese, the creeping fowler eye, a russet painted cuffs and many sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, separate themselves so madly sweep the sky, that at his sight away his fellows fly. And at our stamp, here or one falls, he murder cries and help from Athens calls. Their senseless weak lost with their fears thus strong, made his senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns their apparel snatch. Some sleeves, some hats, from the elders all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. Yay! When hast thou yet latched the Athenians' eyes with love juice as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too. And this Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of course she must be I.
Was that animal at the end?
Yep. Did a mid-scene switch.
Wow.
Inspired by Jenna there.
Oh my God. Oh,
So,
that hurts.
oh god. You're welcome, Muppets fans.
Oh.
I know that was exactly what you were hoping for.
Oh, it was better than I hoped.
Oh wow! 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 goodness.
So sweaty.
There's a there's a lot of good suggestions in here. Some of them are a little vague. There's a link to OnlyFans in there, which I don't necessarily not want to give any credence to, but I feel like it's worth mentioning without the rest of it. But I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm actually torn between two, because one of them's vague. It just says rap, which I feel like could be a lot of things and a lot of different genres. But the other one that I do really like is telemarketers. I feel like that is a solid, specific style of voiceover and delivery. So I unless anyone has any feelings the other way, I'm gonna go with telemarketers next. Yeah,
Sounds good.
I like that weird kind of face shrug, Kurt. That was like
I don't listen to them a whole lot. I just do a lot of hanging up.
He just knows he's gonna have to do it, and so he's like, "Oh."
Hold on, I'm gonna get my telemarketer headset.
Nice. That wasn't a headset that you held up, but thank you.
Hey, it goes to my head. That's all,
Fair enough. So I feel like that's a Henry IV kind of scene. Telemarketers. That makes sense to me. So I got a degree in theater, man. Like this is all the stuff that I wanted to do while sitting through someone else reading to it in front of me, just in class, going, "Oh my god!" So thank you for indulging me for doing all of this. So Henry V, we have Falstaff and the Prince. Playing Falstaff shall be. All right, Kurt. What was the last name that was up on here? I swear.
Honestly, though, I would pay big money to see Kurt as Falstaff. Legitimate.
So Kurt as Falstaff and Jenna as the Prince.
We meet again.
Oh, I won't even. No. So for context, and I do like the way that this is phrased. The boys went on a thieving.
I didn't realize they would be read out loud. I'm sorry.
Oh, too bad. But Prince Hal and his friend Poins pulled one over on Falstaff and crew, waited for them to steal the money, and then they robbed Falstaff, etc. They were disguised, so Hal is tempting Falstaff to oversell the story, since he knows he'll exaggerate about how he fought. Take it away.
Good evening. Is this Prince? A plague of all cowards, still, say I.
I understand. What's the matter?
What's the matter? There be four of us here have taken £1,000 this day morning.
Oh, where is it, Jack? Where is it?
I have to look that up. Where is it? Taken from us, it is 100 upon four of us. Poor four of us.
I'm sorry you broke up there. What, 100 man?
I'm a rogue if I were not at half sword with a dozen of them 2 hours together. Half escaped by a miracle. I am 8 times thrust through the doublet, 4 through the hose, my buckler cut through and through, my sword hacked like a handsaw. Would you like to pay for the extra warranty? Ecce signum. I've never dealt better since I was a man. All would not do. A plague of all cowards.
I'm sorry, sir. What? Fought you with them all?
All, I know not what you call all, but if I fought not with 50 of them, I am a bunch of radish. If there were not 2 or 3 and 50, and upon poor old Jack, then I am no two-legged creature.
Pray God, you have not murdered some of them.
That's inappropriate, sir. That is past praying for. I have peppered 2 of them. 2, I am sure, have paid. Will you pay? 2 rogues in buckram suits. I tell thee what, Hal. If I tell thee a lie, spit in my face. Call me a horse. Just don't give me a bad rating when I hang up. Thou knowst my old ward. Here I say, and thus I bore my point. 4 rogues in buckram let drive at me.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? What 4 thou saidst, but 2 even now?
4, Hal, I told thee 4. These 4 came all affront and mainly thrust at me. I made no more ado, but took all their 7 points at my target thus.
Hold on. 7. Why, there were but 4 even now.
In Buckram,
Aye, 4 in Buckram suits, right?
7 by these hilts, or I'm a villain else.
Oh, we shall have more anon.
Dost thou hear me, Hal?
Aye, and mark thee too, Jack.
Do so, for it is worth the listening to. These 9 in Buckram that I told thee of,
So it's 2 more already. Okay.
their points being broken.
Down fell their hose.
Began to give me ground, but I followed me close, came in foot in hand, and with a thought, 7 of the 11 I paid.
Oh, monstrous. 11 Buckram men grown out of 2.
But as the devil would have it, 3 misbegotten knaves in Kendall Green. We don't have the forest green. It's Kendall Green came up my back and let drive at me, for it was so dark, Hal, that thou couldst not see thy hand.
I'm sorry, sir. These lies are like their father that begets them. Gross as a mountain, open, palpable. Why? Sorry, I'm very sorry. Thou clay-brained guts, thou naughty pated fool, thou whoreson, obscene, greasy tallow catch.
What? Art thou mad? Art thou mad? Is the truth the truth? Not?
Why, how couldst thou know these men in Kendall Green when it was so dark thou couldn't see thy hand? Come, oh, sorry, tell me your reason. What sayest thou to this?
What upon compulsion? Sounds. And I were at the Strapato or all the racks in the world, I would not tell you on compulsion. Give you a reason on compulsion? If reasons were plentiful as blackberries, which we don't sell right now, or out of season, I would give no man a reason upon compulsion.
I'll be no longer guilty of this sin. Look, this sanguine coward, this bed presser, this horse backbreaker, this huge hill of flesh.
Splud, you starveling, you elfskin, you dried neat's tongue, you bull's pizzle, you stockfish. Oh, for breath to utter what is like thee, you tailor's yard, you sheath, you bowcase, you vile standing
Well, breathe a while, and then to it again, and then thou hast tired thyself in base comparisons. Hear me speak but this. We saw you 4 set on 4, and bound them where they're masters of their wealth. Mark now how plain tales shall put you down. Then did we see 2 set on you 4, and, with a word, outfaced you from your prize, and have it, yea, and can show it you here in the house. And Falstaff, you carried your guts away as nimbly, with as quick dexterity, and roared for mercy, and still run and roared, as ever I heard bullcalf. What a slave thou art, to hack thy sword as thou hast done, and then say it was in fight. What trick, what device, what starting hole canst
What'd
thou
you call me?
find, sir, to hide thee from this open and apparent shame?
By the Lord, I knew you as well as he that made you. Why, hear you, my masters. Was it for me to kill the heir apparent? Should I turn upon the true prince? Why, thou knowest I am as valiant as Hercules, but beware instinct. The lion will not touch the true prince. Instinct is a great matter, and I was now a coward on instinct. I shall think the better of myself and thee during my life. I for a valiant lion, and thou for a true prince. But by the Lord, lads, I am glad you have the money. Hostess, clap the doors. Watch tonight, pray tomorrow. Gallants, lad, boys, hearts of gold, all the titles of good fellowship come to you for only $19.95. But what shall we be merry? Shall we have a play extempore?
Content. And the argument shall be thy running away. You are not getting my last 4 of my social. Goodbye.
No more of that, Hal. And thou lovest me. Telemarketers?
I'd like to fill out a survey on that call.
Will you please
So many
hold for a small
perfect lines.
survey? What's that?
There were so many perfect lines
For
in that, like,
telemarketers.
that
Oh, yeah.
weren't improvised. Like,
That was, yeah.
canst thou hear me? Like, all of those were.
Couldn't believe they the lines that were in there. I couldn't believe that you didn't know ahead of time it was going to be telemarketers.
Right.
I know.
It was just like, what?
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
the rep was really supportive until they called me clay-brained gut.
No, that was great. Oh man. Okay. This is so we're at
Oh my God,
Oh.
5 minutes.
right. We're already getting really close. So tell you what, I think we can smoosh in. Oh, it's tough.
What's
I
after
wanna-
us, Charles?
Right. Charles is after us. Excellent.
Oh, we have all the time in the world then.
So I
had
think
one
we can.
monologue suggestion if you wanted to pull that.
Right.
For a,
So I know there's St. Crispin's Day. I
yeah,
figure we could.
Sean, I think you should do it.
Yeah, Sean, give us your
Yeah.
St. Christmas Day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And the theme can be instead of English, he's French. To match your mustache.
What? How long is this? It's not that long. I mean, if you
You can do it.
I feel like there's another scene that would fit in there.
You should do it.
You should do it.
Knock it out, bud.
Peer pressure.
Right? I don't even know if I have a good French accent queued
We're
up.
gonna have a
So
great French accent.
Like that mattered for us.
Right.
You heard my Muppets.
For real.
I love you, Miss Piggy. Right? I could do Muppets.
Well,
All right.
can be.
Oh God.
Song, come on.
This is from Henry V. The Feast of St. Crispin. And I actually just kind of Googled this, so I hope it's the full speech, but we'll see. This day is called the Feast of St. Crispin. He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand tiptoe with the day that is named and rouse him. Oh God, that's not even French.
It's perfect.
As the name of Crispin. He that shall live this day and see old age will yearly on the vigil feast his neighbors and say tomorrow is Saint Crispin. Then will he strip his sleeve and show his scars and say, these wounds, well, I went German, I had on Saint Crispin's day. Old men forget, yet shall be forgot. But he'll remember with the advantages what feats he did that day. Then shall our names familiar in his mouth as household words. Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Gloucester. Be their flowing cups freshly remembered. This story shall be the good man reach his son. And Crispin shall ne'er go by from this day to the ending of the world. But we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we bands of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. But he ne'er so vile, this day shall gentle in his condition, and gentlemen in England, now abed, shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap, whilst any speaks that fought with us upon St. Crispin's Day. Oh my Christ.
Oh my
Couldn't quite get Gloucester, huh?
Honestly,
Gloucester.
You got a little Scottish in there too.
it's weird because like reading some of those words, like I know how that's supposed to be pronounced. And I figured a French guy would have a hard time with Gloucester. So, you know what? We're moving on. Well, thank you so much for watching the very first Bard apostrophe D talk. I've had a lot of fun. Thank you so much. Very quickly, Mike, Kurt, Stephanie, Jenna, since that's the order that I have you in on my screen, give a quick shout out to the things you do and the places to find you.
Yeah, again, thank you so much, Sean, for having us. You can find me at Adventure Inc. Pod on Twitter, or Pokedexpert on Twitter, or at Almost Daily Pod, and a bunch of times on DragonCon this weekend. So take a look at the schedule.
Cool. You can find me on Twitter at VO by Kurt, and my podcasts are Storytime with Kurt, a solo podcast with me, Nook's Tavern, an Animal Crossing podcast that I co-host with Phil Keating, and FTH Beyond, which I co-host with Charles McFall.
Stephanie.
Yeah, you can find me at Kruggles on Twitter and at _too_much_pod for my Shakespeare podcast, also on Twitter.
And you can find me at Jen Chill or at Jenna Gary 14 pretty much everywhere, and at Panelology for the comics podcast.
Awesome. My name is Sean Wild. I'm at male_NPC. You can find me the Waste of Knowledge podcast and here DragonCon on the rest of the weekend at least once a day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.